Hi, everyone, and welcome to SporTView. My name is Jay Wyman. I'm here with my co-host, Tom Emmons. Hi, Tom. How you doing?
Hey, Jay.
And got a big treat for you today. We got our senior spring sports special, and we also have a special guest appearance by our athletic director, Matt Baker.
That's right. State championship ultimate frisbee team and the Tri-Valley League champion girls track team.
Yeah, so let's get to it right now.
Okay, next we've got Matt Baker, the athletic director of Holliston High School, on his first year on the job. Matt, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
Nice job, buddy. You had a really good first year, and you even won the team won a big.
Yeah, tell us about the Tri-Valley League Sportsmanship Award.
So that's out of all the success we've had this year, it's probably what I'm most proud of. So the Hat Mazakina Sportsmanship Award is the Tri-Valley League Sportsmanship Award. At the end of every season, all the coaches get together with the athletic director who runs that sport, and they vote on All-Stars, League MVP, Coach of the Year, and they vote top 3 for sportsmanship. So somebody tallies all those results, and they place a value on them. And then at the end of our last AD's meeting, I found out that Holliston won the award going away.
Wow.
So congratulations to you and the coaches and the kids, too.
Yeah.
And the student body, too. Is that considered?
Absolutely, yeah. It's, I think it encompasses the whole athletic program. And, we're always talking about sportsmanship, and the coaches are, and it's nice to see them stepping up and being role models and the kids following suit. And we do a lot. I did a lot this year with Mr. Kelly, our assistant principal, running the Captain's Council. We took a lot of our kids to MIAA events, the Sportsmanship Summit at Gillette Stadium. So we really focused on it, and I think there's more we can do every year. This year we just wanted to try to build that Captain's Council and do things like that, and it paid off. It was nice to see that everybody was listening, and it paid off. It worked out well in year one.
This is across 24. How many sports here in Holliston?
I think, what are we, 27?
27
so
individual sports voted for a sportsmanship award for each one in Holliston.
Yeah, so I think it speaks volumes of how our teams carried themselves this year. I mean, we had some really successful teams, not so successful teams, but across the board, everybody's always handling themselves with grace and class, and it's the fans as well, and it just the whole atmosphere. So it's something that we I try to concentrate on, and all the athletic directors, we're with each other a lot, so we're out. We're always talking. If there are any issues, we can address them, and but it was great. Yeah, in my first year to.
What are the other coaches, or what's the direction as far as how to vote for the sportsmanship? You finish the end of the softball season or whatever, and now you got to look at the teams. What do other coaches look for, or what did what do your coaches look for?
I think there were instances this year. I know our baseball team got quite a few votes. They had. We played a night game at Bellingham, and it was their cancer awareness fundraiser night, and it ended up getting rained out in the second inning. But people who were at that game said they had never seen two teams. They ended up taking pictures with each other, and they ended up just being, really accommodating both teams. So I think things like that, when people see the teams, acting in a positive manner, and that definitely stems from the coaches. And I think just win or lose, I mean, the heat of the battle, you guys are close to the field, I'm close to the field. You can just see the way that teams handle themselves, and when they're handling things well, I think people notice. And so it's not. It's not just, the best team, we're going to vote for them, or a team that's not very good, we're just going to vote for them. I think the coaches really think about it, and there are just examples like that throughout the course of the year, but baseball is one that comes to mind.
I was going to say, any other stories that stand out in your mind in the season that make you, proud of the sportsmanship that was shown?
Other things, too, just like we had a large outdoor track meet against Hopkinton that had a rain delay, so you've got both of our teams probably each over 100 kids total. And I mean, they're all in the lobby and in the gym talking, getting along. Coaches are talking, getting along. So it's just that type of thing. I think a lot of the kids know each other, growing up playing sports against each other. So I think a lot of them play in summer leagues together. I think also with the co-op teams, where our girls co-op is 4 schools for hockey. Gymnastics, we have 3 schools. Swimming, we have 2 schools. So I think there's a lot of familiarity with the athletes, and I think that just helps that atmosphere when you're playing, and even when you're not on that co-op team, a lot of the kids across the way.
Yeah, we talk about that a lot, and I ask the kids about it because, of course, back in the day, you never knew anybody. You didn't want to know anybody.
Right.
You know everybody. Wow, we're against this team all the time. But today, there's a lot of that going. I don't know. Well, your age, maybe some of that stuff started because they had like AAU teams and stuff.
Yeah, that even I graduated high school in '97. That really hadn't. That was maybe just the beginning. So it wasn't. Yeah. I think these kids, know each other so much more. And like I said, when you've got the 4 teams for hockey, and there's 25 girls on that team that. And then even as the athletic director, you start looking at the rosters and knowing, going to the girls' hockey games and then seeing, those are the girls from Medway who play field hockey or softball. So I think, it's nice to be familiar with the other schools as well.
I think it's really great.
Yeah.
The league itself, Matt, that really very competitive league, right? The Tri-Valley leagues. I would say maybe in our division might be one of the top leagues in the state.
I would agree. We at our last athletic directors meeting the other day, I think we may have had 7 state champions this year and other teams that lost in state finals. I don't think you'll find a more competitive team across the board. Just a quick story, our boys soccer team lost to Hanover in their first round in penalty kicks, and I walked off the field. The Hanover coach was coming into the school, and 7, 8, 9 was Holliston, Medway, and DS. So he knew they were going to be playing a Tri-Valley League school, and he said that's what you don't want to see, because typically, and then in soccer, the Norton boys won the state championship. But it was nice to hear him say that. You don't want to see a TVL team, even though they won. He's very complimentary of our league. But across the board, from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, we had teams, a lot of success and a lot of state champions.
We had 2 of them, right?
Yeah.
We had 2 of them.
Yeah. So
football and ultimate frisbee.
It's always nice to to be part of that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you think of the first year? Your first full. I mean, I know it's your second year, right? But I mean, your first full year.
So it was a great year. It was especially the fall season. It was very hectic. I started. My first day was the first day of football. So just getting in here, getting to know the lay of the land, and just hit the ground running, and stuff that I'm working on now, schedules, tweaking times, locations. That's all being done now for next year. Yeah. I got in there at the end of August and was doing that, but it was a fantastic fall with football winning the state championship and field hockey winning the TVL title and making it to the South semifinals, girls soccer in the state tournament, boys soccer in the state tournament. So it was a great start to the year.
Not an easy on-ramp.
Now, did you have any help with this? Did you have anybody that kind of led you through this or anything, or mentored you in this?
Yeah, it's a great group of athletic directors in the Tri-Valley League.
Who's the best athletic director in the Tri-Valley League?
Well, since there's 2 Bakers, there's got to be one of them.
Yeah.
So, my dad is the longtime athletic director at Bellingham. He actually just retired this week for the second time. Yeah. And so I've always, he's a great resource this year. I think in the fall, some days he maybe got tired of looking at his phone and seeing that it was me calling him. But he was a great resource. I mean, I've known, back to when I was in college, and I would help him, cover games and help him in the office when I was home for winter break or in the summer. So I always knew this was a goal of mine. But not only him, like I said, our group of athletic directors, the 10 schools in the league, we're all really close. We meet every other week because there's just so much that goes on. There's so many moving parts with scheduling, and we meet at Medway, so it's really convenient for us. Mm-hmm. But, it's really, I had a great, they pair everybody up with a mentor, and mine was Chuck Grant, the Millis AD.
Oh, yeah.
But I felt, but I felt with my dad and him, and it was just great because they were really helpful. We had 3 new athletic directors in the league this year. The Ashland one was new, and the Dover-Sherburne one was new. So, it was nice to talk to them, even though they got started on July 1st, and I got started at the end of August. But and then we'll have 2 new ADs in the league next year too. Hopkinton just hired one, and there will be a new Bellingham AD.
And now, though, the interim title's off, right?
Yep.
Full time. Well, congratulations.
Full time, yeah. Found that out in March, so I'm looking forward to being here for the long haul and It's a great community. I live, right down the street, and very supportive of the high school, and you guys help a lot with that. So.
And what do you do? Like, what's a day in the life? I mean, let's take an average day in the winter where you might have maybe hockey and basketball and winter track and wrestling and all that stuff going on. What types of things are you doing?
So it's very, very busy. Every day, making sure, confirming our officials, confirming the game officials would be one of the first things. There's a website that we can log into that the officials, so we're all looking at the same thing. A lot of the officials will reach out to us just to confirm via email. Confirming the bus schedule is another huge one. And like you said, on some of those days, the winter's not as bad, but in the spring, I mean, there were days I think we had 5 or 6 buses going all over the place. So game officials, transportation, and even just confirming the game, just making sure that on that day, we look, all of our league, we use the MIA website for our scheduling. So we're all looking, all the ADs, at the same schedule. So if you're looking at something and it has us playing Medfield, that their AD has the same, is looking at the same schedule. So why the job is fun is because no day, no 2 days are the same, and it really gets hectic. I mean, the fall, there's a lot going on, and afternoons where you have field hockey and then football coming on right after, and you get big crowds. And I would say the toughest thing to deal with is the weather. So the second week of May, I think, was that week where it rained the whole week. So we pretty much lost everything except for lacrosse. They could play on the turf, but tennis, ultimate frisbee, baseball, softball, and that whole entire week is just, was me spent either driving to the tennis courts, walking on the fields, or being on the phone. You're trying to make your decision by about 1 o'clock, just for the bus company, for the officials, and the other ADs. And that was a week that just, every day, for 5 straight days of rain, and then trying to fit everything in. We're fortunate where we can play sub-varsity after the cutoff, but when you have that Memorial Day cutoff for baseball and softball, and then you're talking about teams playing 5+ games a week. So it can be hectic. But everybody, the nice thing is everyone's in the same boat.
Yeah.
All the other schools are in the same boat. So, there's a lot of cooperation with the other athletic directors making the schedule and making those games up. And we had to use Saturdays. I don't think we had to go into any Sundays, but we were playing varsity baseball and softball, played about 4 games a week for the last 3 weeks of the season.
So your biggest problem is really keeping your phone charged.
Yeah, exactly.
24 hours a day.
And I've got both. I got my office phone ringing and my cell phone ringing, and trying to stay up and
constant communication.
Yeah. And you told us a little news about the Tri-Valley League.
Yeah, so the Tri-Valley League will, a year from this fall, will be expanding to 11 teams. Dedham is leaving the Bay State League to join us. They will be, as the enrollments stand right now, they will be the 4th smallest school in the TVL.
That's
I think
amazing,
they're 720. So they're a really good fit. They have girls hockey, they have wrestling, they have swimming and diving. So they're a good fit. So those sports that not every team in our league has, they have. So they made a great presentation, and they're a school of 700, and I don't know if there's another one in the Bay State under 1,000. Then you have the ones over 2,000. So their winning percentage hasn't been great the last 15 years in the Bay State. They've had some success in the tournament getting in on the Sullivan rule, but I think their athletic director said they're looking forward to being in a competitive league and earning their 10-10 to make the tournament.
Nice.
So now the Tri-Valley League would look to add somebody else. That's
right. So
and you said there's that opportunity now that you got the uneven.
So it's doable with 11.
Yeah.
I think the feeling was, if it's a good fit, let's accept it with 11. And then the athletic directors approved it, and then the finals say rest with the principals, and it was approved unanimously across the board. But now that that's out there publicly, there have been some rumors that Norwood, being the next smallest team in the Tri-Valley League and in close proximity to Dedham and Westwood, that maybe they would kick the tires.
The Bay State's looking to add.
Exactly.
So there could be another couple of moves in other leagues.
So I wouldn't be surprised if even this summer, if the Tri-Valley, if we heard, there's no open invitation to anybody, but if we heard from other schools that have been interested in the past, I think there have been a few dual county teams, dual county league teams. So I think it would speed that process up and be interesting to see, because ideally 12 would be great, because you could have large and small,
Yeah.
6 and 6, and you could have built-in crossover non-league games, and that would be great because that's one of the toughest things too in this job is trying to find non-league games in the sports that you need them.
Right.
You're searching far and wide sometimes.
You had to search pretty hard for football this year.
Yeah,
right, for that.
yeah. So we ended up lucky with Lincoln Sudbury, but boys soccer just added Durfee. So
really?
they're taking
Wow.
a trip down to it'd be a good tune-up for the tournament.
Yeah, I guess it would be. Yeah.
But yeah, that's tough. The schedule in the non-league games. Sometimes if a lot of times coaches have connections with other schools and they know who they want to play. But in boys and girls soccer, Millis opted out of one game with us, so we had to find. Girls soccer worked out great. We picked up Milford, but we had a tougher time with the boys.
Well, good segue, because the last time Dedham was talked about in the Tri-Valley League, Milford was in and accepted,
Right.
but conditionally if Dedham decided to join. And Dedham voted not to join,
Right.
and Milford ended up going with a Hockomock.
Yeah.
No chance that Milford would
would
move at this point.
I don't think so. I haven't heard any rumblings about that. And like I said, I heard the Norwood rumor through one of the high school
Right.
reporters for the Boston Herald, but I don't think that surprised anybody where they're tied in closely with Dedham. And I think Norwood, many of their wins, their winning percentage in the Bay State League, a lot come against Dedham. And they've had a very good baseball program recently, but I think they're probably, if they were looking to leave, it'd probably be the same thing. I mean, just being in a more competitive league. And I think Dedham, the last time when they decided not to, I think they have a completely different administration from the top down, but even the community support, which they didn't have last time. They had a lot of the old timers in town who they were a Bay State League team, but I think they came to the realization what's best for their kids, what's best for their students, and to try to give them a more even and more level playing field.
I got one last question I got to ask about Thanksgiving Day. Is there any shot of, we play Westwood in the regular season. Of course, now we will not be playing them in the playoffs, right? Because we're in the lower division.
Right. Yeah, with the realignment.
So we won't play them three times, but we play them once. Was there any thought given to maybe going to a Milford and playing against them, or is that something that just has never really come up?
Yeah, it's never really come up. I think it could have been possibly talked about years ago when Dedham and Milford. I think I don't know how far those conversations got, but it doesn't seem to be at the top of any list right now.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Well, good. Yeah. Well, thanks for being on the show, Matt. We really
Thanks for having
appreciate it.
me. Yeah.
And lucky we got you in a spare moment that you had.
Well, this is a little bit of a downtime right now. So it's nice. School's nice and quiet. Get a lot done, and
well, we'll get you a regular on the show here.
Yeah.
Give us a little update after each season, because we like to bring the sports seniors in. It'd be good to get an update from the AD too.
Yeah, absolutely. Love to do it. Two friendly faces. You guys are very supportive, and fellow Clocker.
Fellow Clocker, right? We don't let the Holliston people know that.
Now we're going to have an Ashland Clocker fest here.
You were really nice to us too, and we really, really appreciate all you've done for us. And
Thank you.
Congratulations! Great first year.
Thanks.
Great first year. I hope you're here till you're 100.
I hope so. I
really do. And,
hope I'm here for the long haul. You have 4 young kids who will be coming up through the school system. So looking forward to being here. And hopefully year 2 is just as much success, if not more,
and even more fun
than year
for you.
1. Exactly.
Right.
Thanks a lot, man.
Thanks a lot.
Really
Thanks,
appreciate
Shay.
it.
Thanks, Matt. Matt Baker, the athletic director of the Holliston Panthers. Okay, we're going to meet the seniors of the Holliston Panther girls tennis team. Going to have them introduce themselves to you right now.
Hello, my name is Sarah Sykes. I am a captain on the tennis team, and I also played second singles. Sorry.
I'm Laura Lab. I was also captain, and I played doubles.
Jenna Pecht, captain, and I play first singles.
I'm Katie Robertson, and I play false doubles. I'm Annie Robertson, and I also play false doubles.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for being on the show. Tell us a little bit about how the team did this season.
Well, we kind of got off to a rough start. We had a few losses in a row, but I think, as the season went on, we really picked up our morale, kind of built as we went on, and we ended the season with a win, and I thought we all improved as the season went on, so I had a great time this season. It was really fun.
Mm-hmm. How was the weather was bad again this season, but you didn't have to shovel too much?
Yeah, the rain came in the way. We actually had a couple double headers because postponing matches, you can only play past a certain point because the seniors get out of school. So to fit them all in, we'd have to play 2 matches in one day, which was a little rough when you're at the courts from right after school until like 7 o'clock at night, even past that. So the weather was definitely an issue. But
How long does an average match take?
it completely depends. So it depends on the number of courts, because if all the starters can't get out at the same time, you'll have to wait until one match ends to send out the last few teams. It depends on how many sets we can go into. We could be done in 2 hours, or we could take 3.5. So it's every day is different. So you can't really depend on anything.
I remember last year you had all the snow, and there was a little bit of discussion about whether the boys helped
boys
shovel the tennis courts.
We heard they didn't carry their loads, but Jenna, how big is the team? How many girls are there?
We have 12 on the team. Yes.
12. Good. And the younger kids, how are they doing? They got a good future coming up next year?
Yeah, we had a lot of girls try out this year. Yeah. They're looking good. They look really good. They seem like they want to stay with us. That's awesome. So we hope they do.
Now, I saw an article in the paper that before your freshman year, you hadn't played a lot of tennis.
No, not really. No,
so how did you go from no tennis to
I did like
playing first singles?
maybe a couple lessons in the summer, but I never really trained, I would say. But I wanted something to do in the spring, and it looked fun, so I was like, let's do tennis. Yeah.
And so I heard the Robertsons, you both played doubles together?
Together.
So tell us a little bit how that went.
Yeah, so it was kind of exciting because we started our sophomore year. We did track originally, but then we switched to tennis because we like tennis. And we had done exhibition for sophomore year and junior year, so then it was really exciting. We were on the starting lineup and we got to do false doubles together. And it's always fun to play with your sister. We did doubles, and it was just exciting. Yeah, and I feel like we play other sports together, but this one I feel like the most teamwork it kind of takes between us specifically, and I feel like we know each other well. And sometimes it's not great because we'll be thinking the same thing, like frustration, but it's also good because we can pick each other up. And and every person who plays this is like, "Are you guys twins?" And we're like, "No, we don't know each other." But it was fun. Yeah.
Kind of a funny thing that happened with them being twins playing first doubles. I think it was against Norton.
Yeah.
They played the other first doubles team. They were identical twins as well. So.
Oh, really?
It's funny that.
How often does that happen?
Everyone got a good laugh out of it.
Yeah.
So.
And who won?
I think, we
lost one, but then we won.
Yeah.
Next time.
There you go.
Okay. Okay.
Do you guys do you play a lot, all of you? Do you play a lot during the off season? Do you play like this summer? Will you go out and just go out?
I think it depends person to person. I have a family that's really into tennis. I play a lot of tennis in the off season. I think that changes for everyone.
It's kind of tough because a lot of sports, they will do trainings in the winter and all that. They'll do workouts. But for us, it's hard because renting a court is obviously so expensive. And usually, as you said, we start off shoveling court, so it's not like we could get outside for a while. So it's really hard to get everyone together when there's not much you can do if the weather isn't where you want it. So the summer is definitely where most of us play the most.
What would you say to somebody, 7th, 8th grader, thinking about the tennis team? What would you say to them?
Try it. They should do it.
Try it, you like it, the old saying?
Yeah.
It is a fun sport, isn't it? I did it a little bit, college a little bit, and it's very
you can
fun.
play your whole life, exactly.
Yeah.
And who's the coach right now? Who's
Jamie Murphy, but this was her last year. She let us know,
Oh, wow.
After she was a coach for 15 years, a really
I
long
was going
time.
to say, she'd been there for a while.
She had coached the boys before, so.
And do you guys have tournaments and stuff at the end of the year, or
I think some kids do things individually. I know a couple of girls play in doubles tournaments with other girls from other towns, but nothing as a team.
so they don't have state tournaments and all?
Oh, yeah. There is a state tournament. Obviously, we didn't have the record to qualify this year, but I think freshman year when Jen and I were on the varsity team, we made it, and we actually, I think, won the first round and then lost the second round, but that was really exciting.
But it's a team tournament. You wouldn't go individual like in track where they go individually.
Right, yeah. It's as a team you're entered into the state tournament. So, yeah.
Okay. Tell us about your favorite tennis memory from your Panther career.
I think I have one that everyone can sort of agree with. It's towards the end of practice, almost every time we had practice, we'd play this game called Assassin, which is kind of like, you split up half and half and play each other in this game, and we would just crack up the whole time, and everyone gets so mad. Jana would scream, and, that's one of my favorite memories.
Now, why is it with the boys they worry about the games being, the sports being too violent, but in volleyball it's all about killing, and now I find out the tennis team plays Assassin.
That's good.
We're full of surprises.
That's great.
My favorite tennis memory was probably after one of the practices this year. It was right at the start of our senior water gun elimination game. And I had this lovely lady, and I got her out with the water gun, and she tackled me.
Is that fair?
I tackled her.
Yeah, there was some debate whether or not I was from the knee. I was bleeding a little bit. She got me. But there was some debate about whether you're allowed to eliminate people after practice. But I checked in, and as long as you were in the parking lot, it was valid. So
This is great. So violence in tennis is really
yeah, lots of
Taking the assassination thing a little too far. Yeah.
So I'd say, I'm just going to say one, I guess. One of my favorite memories was playing Medfield girl this year. She's a sophomore, but she was very good at first singles. And the first time I played her, I did, really well. It was a pretty easy win. And the second time, I beat her really well in the first set, and she started coming back in the second set. But it was a wicked hot day. And I feel like every time I play Medfield, it's so stinking hot. Every time. So, Medfield just matches. I always remember playing Medfield. Anyway, she started coming back, but we went into a tiebreaker a ton and whatever, and I finally pulled it out at the end. I remember just hugging Coach Murphy and being like, "We're done with Medfield." And it was fun. I was happy, for me and Coach Murphy, I guess. That hug at the end was pretty special.
I'd have to say my favorite memory is tennis related too. I'd have to say it has to go to when we played Dover Shelbourne away, and it was Annie and I's first big win against them. We had lost pretty bad, not badly, but didn't do that well at the beginning of the season, and it was really fun. They were a very strong team, so it was a big upset for us, so that was really exciting. And it was also their senior night, so it was our second to last match actually, so it was really exciting, and we went into 3 sets, so it was very nerve-wracking match, but it was really fun. And I like Jen, I jumped at the end. I hugged Mrs. Murphy. It was just really exciting. Yeah. That one's probably one of my favorite memories too. But I've had a few really fun matches this year. Ashland was really fun. That was our first double header we had it this year, and I was really nervous going into it. Katie and I, we hadn't really won a match, just us two, since the beginning of the season, and so that was our first big win, and it really got Kenny and I's confidence up, and then we ended up winning all the rest that week, and ended up having a good season, and it really showed me I could win against even really good teams.
Now you guys you play at Goodwill?
Yeah.
So you play. Mm-hmm. Has there ever been talk of building tennis courts here at the school?
There actually is. I know that there is a plan drawn out, sort of to switch around some of the practice fields and the baseball fields and add, I think, 5 tennis courts, kind of close to the turf comedian field up by the road.
Oh,
I don't know how soon that's going to happen, but I know it's in the works.
That'd be nice, so you have to go down there all the time. Yeah.
And it will just make more courts available so we can get our matches in quicker.
Right. You really need 5 courts.
Yeah, because down at the park, we have 4. So.
Yep.
And what do you do when you're playing Medfield? If you're home, the boys are away. Is that how they do it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're not all at the same place.
Right.
Interesting.
Plans for next year. Why don't we start that one? So, if they're starting to come into place, what schools you're looking at, or what major you're thinking of, or?
I'll be going to the University of Notre Dame, and I'm studying biology on a pre-med track.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be going to Fairhaven State, and I'm playing soccer there, and I'm going to be undeclared because I'm not real sure what I want to do.
I'll be attending Colgate University, and I'm still going in undeclared, but I'm thinking of somewhere in psychology or chemistry. Yeah, I'll be going to Colgate University as well, and I'm undecided as well, but I think I might do chemistry or something in the sciences.
So you guys did decide to go to the same.
Yeah, we were back and forth for a long time.
I bet it. Yeah, I bet that was kind of a
decided,
tough decision.
But we're like in a room separately, and I think it'll just be fun.
Oh, good.
But we'll see each other on campus.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun.
In the fall, I'll be going to Elon University in North Carolina, and I'm planning on studying strategic communications.
Well, great, great. Yeah, some warm weather down in Elon there.
Right,
Very nice.
exactly.
Well, thank you very much for being on the show, and thank you for representing the Panthers out there for 4 years, both on the court and off the court. Wish you the best.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're going to miss you guys. I mean, we've seen a bunch of you around and everything, and even when you're at Notre Dame, so I'll be thinking of you. I mean, not long. I'll be thinking of you. So, but thank you very much. As Tom said, you've been wonderful, and like the young kids get to see you guys, and maybe they'll come up next year, and they'll have a good season. It'll be because of what you guys did this year. So,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So those are the seniors of the Holliston Panther girls tennis team. Okay, let's meet some of the seniors of the Holliston Panther baseball team. Going to have them introduce themselves to you right now.
Hi, Doug Flynn, senior captain. I play pitching and shortstop.
Andrew Keim, I was an outfielder, a pitcher, and a first baseman this year, and I was also a captain.
JB Cerulli, infielder, not a captain.
But you could have been.
I don't know about that.
just a one vote short, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, thanks for being on the show, guys. We know you graduated a lifetime ago, right?
Yeah.
It's been 3 weeks, but back here at the school, really appreciate it. Tell us a little bit about how the season went for the Panthers this year out on the diamond.
So we started out pretty well. We started out, I think, 2-0 with wins over Millis and Westwood. And we thought Westwood was going to be a big momentum builder for us because I don't think a team had beaten Westwood in Westwood for 8 years. But after that, we kind of hit a rough spot, and we began to see that this league was going to be very competitive. And we found ourselves in the majority of games we played, but we couldn't get that last hit. We had one of the best ERAs in the league. We were around 2.2 within our ERA. But our runs allowed ended up getting up there by the end of the season, and our batting average was always a little bit low.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. It seemed to be we wouldn't get that crucial hit. We had a lot of opportunities, men on base, but definitely a really good defensive year. Just that offense has to grow a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you came off a year last year where they didn't really do that well. And this year, as you said, starting out, I know at one point with the game we did, you had 7 wins at that point in time. So overall, you had a pretty decent year.
For what Holliston baseball has been used to, I guess you could say it was a decent year. The best we had in our 4 years here was we were 8-12 our sophomore year. I think everybody expected a little bit more out of this year, though. Because of the talent we had guys that had been on varsity for the majority of our team was returning varsity players. And I think we were expecting a little bit more of an ability to adapt to the varsity hitting that we didn't have last year, because last year we couldn't hit and we also couldn't pitch. This year we could pitch really well, but we still couldn't get those hits in. And so, yes, it was a decent year, but it wasn't what we were looking for.
Tough playing in the springtime, though, also. You talk about getting off to a fast start, but it's so crazy with the schedule because you never know. I mean, at least we didn't have any snow this year. But, rains, a lot of rain early in the season. I know you guys were backed up. You played a lot of games in a row,
Yeah. So that actually was originally going to be a strength of ours, is because we had 4 pitchers. We had 4 starting guys that had all had varsity experience, and we were like, all right, this is going to be really good for us. Obviously, you don't want to get rain delays. 4 in a week was pretty rough. But we had 4 starting pitchers at the time, but by the end of the year, we had 2 left because Doug and Jake Obed had gotten hurt.
Oh, why isn't Jake here?
Yeah, I mean, definitely our pitching staff was really good. I mean, our returning pitchers, Andrew, Ben, and I, I've been a part since our sophomore year, and I feel like our growth there was really huge for us. But yeah, definitely just that little span of 5 games in a week. It was tough.
Yeah.
New coach this year, right?
Yeah.
Coach Santos. Talk a little bit about the differences between this year and last year, coaching-wise.
Well, I feel that as a team, we knew Coach Santos better. The football players can talk a little bit more about that. But it was definitely a little different. Jarian kind of went more of a classic way. But Santos, he's a good coach. He was a good guy. Fun to mess around with.
So with Coach Santos, it was more of a coach and almost a friend. Not quite. You never want your coach to be your best friend, but we all had a pretty close relationship with him. I mean, JB and I probably had the most seasons played with him of any coach that's ever gone through a high school. What do we have, 7?
Yeah, I had more than you. I had 7.
So I had 6, and he had 7 seasons played with Coach Santos between freshman football, JV football, senior babe, JV baseball. And so with all of that, we were all able to develop a pretty good relationship with Coach Santos, which is great. But there's definitely more of a joking around aspect with Coach Santos than there ever was with Coach Jerry.
So he coached senior Babe Ruth team?
He used to.
Used to.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. Interesting.
All right, talk a little bit about playing together. You know, for how many years you guys been playing together, just playing in baseball town teams and stuff going back, right?
Yeah, so Doug and I have actually been on the same teams from 6th grade on. We started playing AAU together when we were 12, and our dads kind of worked it out that because we weren't going to make it to every game, like we could be on the same town team. And so from 6th, 7th, 8th, freshman all the way up, we were always on the same teams and same AAU teams as well. So it was a lot of baseball together. And JB's been with us for a long time, and you and Ben.
Yeah, me and Ben St. George, first baseman, who stuck at work. We've been great friends since we were in like 3rd grade, and we've played together for countless seasons. And it's just pretty incredible to be a part of when it's the end of your senior year and you're closing it out with the guys you've been playing with for years. You've been playing wiffle ball in Keem's backyard for 10 years. It's kind of special. I liked it a lot.
That's great. That's great. Well, why don't we talk about your favorite baseball memory from 4 years here at Holliston High School?
I think my favorite memory was definitely my last pitching my last pitching game against Ashland. I had a rocky start, but pushed through it and then tie game 3-3. It was the bottom of the 7th. Jake Obit on second. No, he was on third. He hit a triple, and I hit a walk-off to win. And I feel like that was the most memorable moment of my whole high school career.
When was that? Was that last year?
No, it was this year.
Oh, so you did get to play some this year?
Yeah, before I missed. I played the majority of the season, 3/4 of the season. I missed the last few, but definitely that was my favorite moment.
I think my favorite moment was actually senior night, which is kind of cool. It was a 3-0 game, and we were already in the middle of a 4-game losing streak. And at the end of last year, we lost 12 straight, and I think it was kind of in the back of our minds that we were just going to lose another 12. And I actually was able to hit a 3-run home run, tie it up in the 5th, and then Ben St. George won it on a walk-off, and we went absolutely crazy. Awesome. There's a fantastic picture that we have of us celebrating, and the water bottle that we threw up in the air. No, the water jug is straight up in the air, frozen in space, and
hit somebody in the head, right?
Yeah, it did. And so it's just a great picture, and it's such a good memory. And I have the ball that I hit, and it was just a fantastic night.
My favorite memory at the high school in baseball is probably when we brought Coach Swift the birthday cake after practice one day. It was his birthday, and we got a cake, lit some candles, and drove over to his house. And he was not home. So we talked to his wife, and we came back a half hour later. We came back, the first thing he said to us, we said happy birthday and gave him the candles and stuff. First thing he said was, get off my property.
So we felt the love there.
Yeah, it was just a great loving relationship with Coach Swift, and I'm really going to miss that. And that's probably my favorite thing about baseball in the last 4 years.
Well, those are the kind of memories you're gonna take with you, and I'm sure you recount those stories, they'll get even better at the reunion as it goes on. What about plans for next year? What do you guys are? What are you looking at? Are you looking to go to school, or you get a school picked out?
I'll be going to Georgetown next year, majoring in political economy.
I'm going to Bentley next year, majoring in marketing, and I'll be doing their fall tryout for baseball.
And I'll be going to Jacksonville University. I'm going to be majoring in aviation science.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Nice.
Finally found some warm weather, right?
Yeah. Seriously. Yeah.
Usually that says, I want to get out of here.
Actually, Georgetown's not bad either. That's good weather down there.
Yeah.
It's real hot in the summer.
Yeah, but you won't be around in the summer, will you? No.
Well, thanks for being on the show, guys. We really appreciate everything you did representing Holliston baseball for 4 years, and we really should be proud of your accomplishments, and you got a lot of great memories to look back on, and just thank you for everything on the field.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, I'm personally, I'm going to miss you guys. So we've been around together for a long time here, and it's great to see you guys come up and go through, but it's kind of bittersweet for us too, because you have to move on. But best of luck next year. Have a lot of fun in college.
Thank you very much.
Get good grades, and but have a lot of fun.
Okay, seniors of the Holliston Panther baseball team. Okay, and now we're going to meet senior Paige Bagley, member of the state champion Holliston Panther Ultimate Frisbee team.
Woo!
Paige, that's right. The shine is not off the trophy yet.
Yeah.
It must have been pretty exciting.
Yeah, I definitely didn't expect it. It was really awesome, and it's really good that I got to share it with my team and everything.
That's really great. Who'd you beat to get in there?
We beat St. John's, Somerville, and we beat Somerville. They were second, and so that was the main team to beat.
And it was your Division II, right? So
Yes.
you play some really big schools.
Yeah, we do. We play huge schools.
Was St. John's, were they last year's state champions?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause they had a pretty good team.
they're a really good team.
Yeah. Yeah, they really did. That's really awesome.
Yeah.
And you're the only girl on the team, right?
Yes.
Yep. So you're the star of the team, obviously.
Obviously, I know.
Boys, yeah.
No question.
And you said you've been on the team for four years. All right.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
Yeah, but the guys don't mind you.
No, they don't mind me at all. They've
Yeah.
been cool with me since day one, which I really appreciate, because there are teams out there who have goals on the teams, but they don't even pass through the goals, and I find that really surprising. And I'm so blessed to have teammates who respect me, and they will actually tell me what I'm doing wrong and give me pointers on how to achieve better.
That was one of the hallmarks of the team a little bit, was your team play.
Yeah.
Was the fact it wasn't just a couple of star players.
Yeah.
Really, you were using everybody that was out there on the field, and that was your strength.
Yeah, Coach Lavasa and Coach Wood like to give everybody a little bit of playing time.
Is this Coach Lavassa's first year?
No, Coach Wood and Coach Lavasa, they've been doing this. I think they've had this team for about 6 years. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
good.
they've been doing this for quite a while.
Well, can you tell? Because a lot of people don't really know what Ultimate Frisbee is. Can you talk a little bit about what you do, how you play, how you score goals, whatever you score?
Yeah. So it's basically kind of a combination of mostly football, but a little bit of soccer rules are in there. So there are 7 players on the field at the time, and you start at each sides of the fields, and somebody pulls the disc, which means they throw it across the field, and
Sort of like a kickoff.
yeah, exactly. And then you guard players, and whoever gets it down into the end zone wins a point. That's basically how it goes and stuff.
And you throw passes and you have plays, and just like you said, like football or soccer.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
Something like that.
Except we don't tackle, because we don't have padding or anything. It's gonna hurt if somebody tackles.
But I know I tell this story all the time. My son played it
Yeah.
for Holliston back 2000. 2000, 99, 2000, whatever it was. And the thing I liked about it was there's no referees, right?
Yeah, it's all on you. You make your own fouls and stuff, and yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, like,
Yeah.
you need to really know the sport in order to play.
That's really something. And does the Tri-Valley League, does the whole league, everyone in the league have teams? How did you get, or do you just go into tournaments, or how does it work?
Some tournaments you're invited to, and some, like, you get emails about and stuff. Like, our coach normally, like, organizes it and saying, yeah, we're going to this tournament in, like, a few weeks and stuff.
So did you play any other teams from the
we did.
Tri-Valley League?
Yeah, we played a couple of teams from the Tri-Valley. I'm blanking on the names, but yeah, we definitely did.
But it's not a league schedule. Did you play sometimes after school or just in tournaments?
Yeah, we played after school. We had practice after school, and yeah, we played like Hopkinton, Franklin, Ashland. We played like a lot of like cities around us and everything.
Good. And not to put you on the spot, do you remember how many kids were on the team?
Oh wow.
Quite a few.
Yeah, there was probably. I'm probably gonna say probably like 26, maybe
Oh, really?
a little bit
That
more.
many?
Yeah.
And it was just the varsity team, right? You didn't have like a JV team or anything?
Well, we practice as a big, huge unit, but we do have a varsity and a junior varsity.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, yeah.
What first got you interested in ultimate frisbee?
It was probably back in like 8th grade when they first introduced like ultimate frisbee in gym, and just when we started playing, I kind of got like hooked on it, and I was just like, this is great, and I figured why not do it in high school. And I was like, yes, they have a team. I'm gonna go there.
I mean, it's a lot of running.
Yeah, it is a lot of running. Everyone's just like, oh, it's not an actual sport. What physical activity is? There's a lot of running.
Yeah.
Can you substitute while play is happening, or you have to wait until there's a change in possession or a score? Somebody scores, or
We can after somebody scores, or if there's like somebody gets injured, then we like can sub in and out. But we can't nobody can call like timeout and like switch players and stuff.
Oh.
You have to like wait until the end until somebody scores a point.
In the last couple of years, was the team even close to being a state champion, or state championship team, or was this something that really just came on this year?
Well, we were state champions before, but this was like before like I kind of knew about it and stuff. This is when they were like really, really new.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but we were close. Last year we came in 2nd place, so that was pretty cool. But I think that it's been like 6 years since they've actually won like a state championship, so it's like pretty cool that happened.
That is sharp.
well, it's I mean, it's great. There's so much excitement around the football team winning a state championship.
Yeah.
Was any of the Red Sea at your championship games?
Unfortunately, no.
Where was it? It was pretty far away, right?
Yeah. But a lot of the parents like showed up, and a lot of other guys, his friends and like family supported and showed up. So we had like our own like Red Sea, even though they weren't red, it was like Rainbow Sea or something.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of different colors.
Right. Everybody was there.
Yeah.
How about some of your memories your best memory maybe from
Best memory.
Ultimate Frisbee?
Yeah. My first year when I was a freshman, and I went to go see the informational meeting, and some guy asked, oh, are you going to the Frisbee meeting today? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, yes!
Yeah.
And I was just like, what the heck did I just get myself into? Because I was like scared. But yeah, they were all like nice, and I was like, okay, we're good. Yeah. And
winning the state championship obviously was really big.
Exactly. And also like if I would like talk to like a guy, all the guys, like my brothers, they would just be like, oh, Paige, is that your boyfriend? I'm like, no, he's not my boyfriend. We're just friends. They're like, you sure? And I'm like, yeah, I'm positive.
That's really cool.
Those are like some of my fond memories.
What about the future?
The future?
For you? Are you going to be on Ultimate Frisbee traveling team around Europe, or something a little bit more like college? Or?
Yeah, well, I'm attending Westfield next year, and they actually have a traveling team, and they also have an intramural Frisbee team. So I think I'm probably going to do the intramural team it's more chilled and laid back, and it's just like seems like a lot of fun.
Have you decided on a major yet?
I'm sort of like in between two. I want to do either social work or health science.
Oh,
Yeah.
very good. Very good.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, little known fact that I didn't realize, that that women were breaking into the sport like that. And that's great, and we're very excited about having another state championship here at the Holliston High School. I hope they get a big trophy for the trophy case down by the gym. Well, certainly thank you for representing Holliston.
Thank you, guys.
And the ultimate Frisbee team. We wish you all the best.
Yeah, Paige, congratulations, first of all, to you and all your teammates
Thank
and everything. It's wonderful. I think it's really great. Another sport now that kids can play in Holliston and everything. And, you were one of the people who led it. And congratulations on being kind of a pioneer and being a woman on the team. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
And good job. Have fun in college, study hard, and come back and see us if you're ever in Holliston.
I totally will.
All right. Senior Paige Bagley of the state championship ultimate Frisbee team. Okay, now let's meet some of the seniors of the Holliston Panthers girls lacrosse team. Going to have them introduce themselves to you right now.
Well, I'm Sam Devins. I played defense. I played for all 4 years, 2 on varsity with the new coach, Tanner. Yeah.
I'm Lily Stirring. I play defense. I'm a captain, and I've been playing 3 years in high school, and I was varsity all 3 years.
I'm Genevieve Ken. I've played varsity 4 years. I'm also a captain, and I play attack.
Great. Well, thanks for being on the show. Tell us a little bit about how the season went for the Panthers this year.
The season, actually, I was really proud of. My sophomore year was a little rough. It was our first kind of, I don't know, it was a little rough. But then junior year, we were like building the program, and then senior year was honestly an amazing year. The record didn't show, but practicing and everything it was a great team, and I love the team a lot.
Yeah, branching off what Lily said, I think all 4 years that I've been with this program, my senior year was definitely my favorite and the best for our team. And we can thank our coach for that, Coach Tanner Guarino. Her last name is tough.
Yeah, definitely Tanner influenced us. She built like a whole new mentality for the lacrosse program. Like it was a lot more relaxed before she came, and then we all kind of cracked down, started to really get serious about it. And I still love the sport. She made me love it that much more and feel that much more dedicated to it.
When did you start playing lacrosse here in Holliston? At what age?
I was 9 or 10. I think I was supposed to be 9, then I broke my arm, so I couldn't play that year. So I didn't play till 5th grade. I think you started 4th grade, right?
Yeah, I started 4th grade, and I actually gave her a lot of crap for breaking her arm because we were in the same class and we were going to play together. But I've been playing since 4th grade. I took freshman year off to run track, and then I went back because I missed it so much.
I've been playing since U9, which is you're pretty small. You're I don't know how young you are, but the earliest opportunity I picked it up and been playing ever since till senior year.
What attracted you guys to lacrosse as opposed to other sports you might play in the spring?
I played club when I was in middle school, and I loved the sport so much. And I think it was just something unique. And I don't know, I didn't like track. I didn't like just pointlessly running. So running with a purpose was what I really liked, and lacrosse was that perfect match.
It's a lot of action.
As defense, our coach at the banquet kind of awarded me with the aggressiveness side. So I love the aggressiveness, and that's why I love defense. And to start the sport, I'm not really sure. I think my mom just kind of throws me in some sports. I've done a lot of different ones, tennis and stuff, and I tried lacrosse and I loved it, and I'm actually trying to play in college. So
it's a very technical. That's great. It's a very technical sport with a lot of rules built around safety. First of all, because you're not wearing all the same equipment that they do in the boys' game. But you really got to use your head and be smart, like you were saying, about thinking about the game and the way they stop it, when they blow the whistle a lot to stop it and reset, the players.
Yeah, that's definitely something they're very strict. The refs are very strict, and you really have to learn how to work with the refs every game because they're different every game. Like some will call everything and some will really call nothing, and then so you have to learn what you can get away with. Like as a defender, I'm also a defender, so like it's kind of like an addition to the sport, I guess. Like it's different than other sports, I guess, because it's just so strict. Like there's so many different rules.
So can the defenders go just like half the field, or
We can go. There's like I think it's the 30. It's the opposite 30. We have to stop there, but towards the I got a concussion my senior year, so I was out for 9 games, which is half a season, which sucked. But you honestly have to play the refs, and every game it's a little different. So the game that I got a concussion from, I think they were really lenient, and I was just getting knocked over, and that's something you got to play with. So some refs, they'll call everything. Like if you go like that, they'll call it like that, and it's hard for defenders because we don't know when we can go really hard or when we have to chill it.
and the attack, Genevieve, the attack. I'm guessing they're the offense. They're like the forwards, and
We love to get away with everything.
Yeah.
And I am a lacrosse ref, so my coworkers officiated our games, and so I would talk to them after the game, and they would give me pointers or tell me number 1 needs to cool it a little bit. That's her. And
They tell you that a lot, did they?
yeah, it was interesting to see their take on my teammates and everything. Mostly good things. So the rules are fun to break.
What level do you ref? You don't ref high school level?
I can't ref my age, so anything I can ref up to 8th grade.
Oh, interesting. And do you think you get a better, understanding of the technical part of the game by refereeing?
I get a totally new perspective. Before I was a ref, I was just that rule makes no sense. But everything falls into place, and I became a smarter player when I became a ref. So it definitely helped.
Yeah, awesome.
I got a chance to do a couple of the lacrosse games. We got them here on HCAT, and had Tom Trainer. He was the expert. This guy knows girls lacrosse. I was scrambling around a little bit to learn the rules. Actually, have a friend of a friend who's a referee and was trying to get me up to speed. Really enjoyed it, obviously, to see the speed and skill and the smarts that you have to by understanding the rules. Again, like you say, sort of what you can get away with. You got to understand the rules. You can't just be throwing yourself out there. But the team spirit, I really was very impressed with by the Holliston team. You could tell it right from the beginning when you guys did your warm-ups and stuff. And so, is that one of your trademarks as seniors, trying to get everybody together?
I definitely think that this year was the year for that team to build together. This is the first year that we've done Secret Sister, which everyone at the beginning of the game or the beginning of the season, we pick a person, and every single game you either write something nice for someone or you get them a gift, and it's something so that when you get ready and you're kind of anxious about a big game, you have that nice letter or the candy or the loofah that I got. It's something really nice to look forward to, and it actually some of them kind of made me tear up because they're really sweet what people put in and put their thoughts in words, and it's the team morality and the team bond was great this year.
How was the team set up age-wise? Is there
a lot of freshmen.
A lot of freshmen.
A lot
really?
of freshmen. There was 11. Here you go.
There were over half our team.
Yeah.
Was freshmen or were freshmen. They're sophomores now. And it was interesting because in the Tri-Valley, I played a bunch of my club teammates, and they were like, oh, what's Lily Trainer's number? I don't even know. 17 was like, oh, that's what's her name? Lauren, Sally. They were like, oh, is she a senior? And I was like, oh, no, that's a freshman.
Wow.
And they were just amazed by how many freshmen there were and how talented they are. So they're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the TVL in their upcoming years.
Nice.
On senior night, not only did you win, and it was on HCAT, it was pretty spectacular, but also all 6 seniors that were on the field got a chance to, except for Lily. I know. You would have scored if you had been out there. But tell us a little bit about that, because that was kind of a fun thing and had a little asterisk on it for your senior goalie. So
we were playing Bellingham, and we like to win that game. So Tanner pulled us aside during a timeout and was like, our goal for this game is to get every senior to score. And so we all kind of looked around like, how is that possible when our goalie, Amber, is a senior? And so at halftime, Tanner was like, "Okay, we need someone to play goalie, so Amber can play field." So I played goalie, and that was hard.
How did it feel?
It was so weird. It was the weirdest thing, and I give Amber so much credit. That's a scary position, and she scored. Amber Mitchell scored, and that was amazing to watch.
So just while we have a second, we're talking about the other. Who are the other girls, the other seniors on the team?
So there's Amber Mitchell, who's goalie. There's Kelly Walsh, who's attack. There's Christina Soloyer, who's defense. Ashley Arnold, who is attack, and I believe that's it.
Yeah, just the
And then
seven.
us three. Yeah. But honestly, that game was one of my favorite games because, first of all, she used my stick, so I felt a little happy about that. But we worked as a team, and obviously scoring is like great. Everyone wants to score, but we worked as a team, and every pass was going right to Amber. And Amber, I mean, she's never really picked up like the regular stick. She's been goalie, so it was just and everyone on the sidelines were like, "Oh, go Amber, go!" And that shot, it was a great shot, and it was just like an amazing thing to watch. And everyone on the sidelines when she scored, it was fantastic. Yeah.
Do you guys practice your stick work like all year round? You cradling, cradle, and then thrown up against a wall or whatever.
Yeah, it's called wall ball, and there's like so many things you can do against the wall. Like, and there's usually you have to come to the high school, so it's like a nice brick wall. Like, and you'll pick a side, and then you can like get a friend if you want. If you don't want to be bored.
Your parents don't like you to do that at home, and
how many broken windows?
3 windows. But I don't know. It's just it's a great way to practice all year round. It's hard in the winter. It's the hardest time to practice because there's just snow everywhere, and you can't get on the grass to play wall ball. But we find a way.
Well, tell us a little bit about your favorite lacrosse memory from your Holliston career.
Well, it's definitely senior night because as a defender, I had never gotten a goal in high school before. So Tanner told everyone that she was going to have all the seniors try to get a goal. And I was like, oh, no, like that's like probably not possible because like I've never got one before. And the one time I think I shot, like it was probably freshman year on JV, I think I missed it like 10 feet over the net. And I was like, this isn't going to happen. But then I think I was the first defender she put on attack after the attack had scored their goals. And I was just like so shocked. And like then there's the feeling that every single girl was like, pass to Sam, like we're trying to get Sam to score, like everyone, like to Sam, and coach is like, oh gosh, it was just like the best feeling. So then I took my first shot, and I just was so excited that I just like ran right into the crease, so that didn't count. And then but then they were still like, oh, pass to Sam, like they wouldn't stop until I got my goal, and then I got it, and it was the happiest feeling I've ever had in lacrosse. It was great, and I was like hugging everyone came over and cheered. Like it was just the best feeling.
I think you cried a little bit there. My favorite memory was definitely the last game of last year because it was Mansfield. And first of all, I love playing Mansfield because the ref had to pull me and some girl aside because we were being a little too aggressive. But well, she was. But the last game, we won, and Mansfield's not, I don't think, in our league, so it was a great moment, and it was a sign for all of us, especially for our senior year, that this is going to be a year where we're going to improve the program and we're going to have a great year, and honestly, that's what I think it happened this year.
I'd have to say my favorite memory was also senior night, but just the fact that Amber scored, like that's something I won't forget because I mean like anything is possible. Because like Amber, like watching her try to cradle was so funny, and like I was cracking up from the other side of the field as I'm in the goalie gear. That was awful, but just the fact that she scored that made it all worth it.
What about the flip side? Did you have any saves?
I had one.
Did you?
I had one out of 4. That's awful,
Nice.
But I was so proud of my one.
That's great. Talk about plans for the fall. Pretty much know what you're going to be doing or majoring in? What do you got?
This is exciting because the past 2 interviews I haven't been able to say anything because I didn't know. But finally I can say I'm going to Penn State in the fall, and I'll be an art major and a psych major. So we'll see how that goes.
Now you also did the art up at the butterfly.
Yeah. At Pinecrest. Yeah, I painted the mural in the back.
You did a great job.
Thank you so much.
That's awesome. Great.
I'm going to University of New Haven in Connecticut. I'm majoring in criminal justice, and actually it's really cool because a lot of the teachers are like ex-FBI, so it's really cool because that's what I want to do. But I'm trying to play lacrosse, and it's a D2 school, so I've been emailing back and forth, and I'm going to try walk on, and we'll see how it goes.
Good. Good luck.
I'm also going to Penn State this fall, the only team
Really?
I grade, yeah. And I'm majoring in engineering, I think civil engineering. Not trying to play lacrosse. Penn State's D1, so I just don't think it would happen. But if there's intramurals, I'm definitely into that. That's what I want to do.
Big school, big
Yeah.
big time football and everything out there.
Oh, yeah.
Do you football tickets?
We'll go
already?
at 7 a.m. to get those tickets.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah.
Have you been down there for orientation yet?
No.
No, you haven't.
Neither of us have, yeah.
So I've never been there, but I go to a lot of Ohio State games, and it's, the big. You're gonna love it. You are really gonna love it.
Like we both visited, and we just loved it as soon as we got on the
That's
campus.
out in the mountains, right? Happy Valley.
Happy Valley, yeah, it's in the middle of nowhere, but it's its own community and state college, its own zip code.
Yeah. Nice.
Well, thank you for being on the show, and thank you for representing Holliston for 4 years in the lacrosse program. Really excited about that. And good to hear all the things you're saying about the program coming up, and we wish you the best next year.
Yeah, congratulations,
Thank you
Bill.
so much.
Thank you for coming on, and I'll go even a step further. Thank you for, you get those freshmen coming up, but the reason they do well is because of what you guys showed them this year, and you may not realize it now, but you will later, and when you come back and you get to see them, maybe they'll win state championship or something. Just remember this, you had a little piece of that. So great job, girls. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Seniors of the Holliston Panther girls lacrosse team. Okay, now we're going to meet seniors of the Holliston Panther softball team. Going to have them introduce themselves to you right now.
Hi, my name is Kate Healy. I'm a captain, and I play first base, or played.
Hi, I'm Beth Cronin. I was a captain too, and I played third base.
Hi, I'm Jessica Williams. I'm not a captain, and I play first.
Hi, I'm Brooke Iarusi. I played second base and outfield.
Well, thanks for being on the show, ladies. Captains, tell us a little bit about how the season went for the Panthers.
Well, I'd say that we started off a little bit rough. We had like a 5-game losing streak, but then for the first time since we were freshmen, we made it to playoffs, which was exciting.
That's great.
Yep. First round, who did we play?
Pembroke.
Pembroke, and it was a really close game when we were tied the entirety of the game, and then the last inning they pulled ahead and got the win. But it was still awesome because most of the girls on the team, besides Kate and I and one other girl, hadn't experienced like playoffs before, and just like preparing for it. We had like a couple of days, and it was just like knowing that Pembroke was such an evenly matched team, we knew that it was doable, and that was really exciting, and it got everyone really fired up.
Hey, Beth, how was the TVL this year? Who are the top teams?
So last year, the TVL was pretty defined. Like Bellingham and Hopkinton were like strong tops last year. But then this year, it was so evenly matched. Norton ended up being, I think Hopkinton only beat them once, and it was a really good game. But the TVL was pretty much open for whoever was willing to work the hardest. And we ended up beating Bellingham twice, which has never happened.
Wow.
We actually mercied them once, which was like
the best moment.
Yeah, it was really awesome.
You made your AD very proud of you then.
I know, because I was playing third base, and the other coach was like, "Do you know Matt Baker?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "It's my son." And I was like, "Oh my gosh." Yeah, it's pretty funny.
You said you got off to a slow start, but the weather was just horrific at the beginning of the spring season. You guys played a lot of your games right in the last 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, but it can't beat last year when we were inside for months because of all the snow. So it was just very nice to be outside and playing like on the actual field. So.
And pitching's a big part of baseball too, but especially softball, don't you?
Yeah, we've always had very strong pitchers.
You can really be dominating. How'd the pitching go this year?
Nicole Arcese really showed us through the season. She's a senior, and she is actually going on to play at LaSalle. And she's just been a freshman varsity. She started pitching and has ever since, and she really carried us through the season. And Erin Kerr also, sophomore.
Yeah.
Very promising.
Oh, good.
What were some of your more exciting games? You talked about the playoff games and beating Bellingham 2 times. Any other games stick out as big ones for the team?
Yeah. So we had a doubleheader with Bellingham, and the first one we just absolutely dominated, winning 15-4, like the Mercy that we mentioned. But then we started the second game, and it was tied. What was it, like 5-5 or something? And there were bases loaded, 2 outs, and then they had to stop the game because of rain, and we had to finish the game 2 weeks later. And Gabby Cummings, who she wasn't.
Starter.
Yeah, she wasn't a starter, but she worked really hard, and she ended up getting a walk-off for that game. She had a nice walk-off single, just a perfect single, right to like the left field gap, and that's when I had my concussion, so I was watching from the outfield because they're pretty loud on the bench. And just like watching all of them like swarm to her was just really nice to see the whole team like so excited about something and really united.
Yeah, I wasn't there for the Bellingham game, but what I remember most is probably, that one time that we mercied Bellingham. We'd never beat them. In 4 years of playing on varsity, we never beat Bellingham. So just that one victory really stuck with
So
us.
the 2 captains were always hurt. So what did you guys do?
Okay. I think the game against Norton was really good because I think they were number 1 in the league, I think. And I think it was our first game that we were like tied the whole game, and it was just really intense. They ended up winning, but I think like everyone played really well, and we actually started off hitting off the pitcher, which she's really good, so it was exciting.
Okay, my favorite game, not for the actual playing part, but was senior night. 'Cause I think it was just so fun. Everyone was so pumped up the whole time. And we were playing DS, so it was a pretty easy team. We beat, I don't remember what the score was, but I think we mercied them.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. So that was pretty fun.
Favorite softball memory from 4 years?
Oh, God. Probably senior night last year. We were playing Medfield, and we won with a walk-off home run.
Oh, who hit it?
Well, me.
Well,
I don't know, that's really
You can
awkward,
say
but
that.
I don't know, that was pretty an awesome feeling, and the seniors really appreciated it, and like such a nice way to end the season, too.
Yeah.
My favorite softball memory from the past 4 years isn't even really on the field. It's just mostly like all the team sleepovers. We have an annual one every year, and I feel like it's always really important to bring the team together and actually hang out with the people who you're competing with every day. So that's always fun.
How many years have you girls all played softball together?
Yeah, we've been playing since, T-ball? Like,
Started 6th grade.
yeah, Little League. Yeah, but, you can't even tell. It's all, at this point, we're all in it. So.
So it's kind of bittersweet, huh? All these years together, and now you're going to be parting ways, but got a lot of memories, though.
Yeah, for
especially
sure.
this year. That's really, really cool, making the States.
Yeah, it was a cool way to top off senior year.
Right.
My favorite part about softball is probably just all the people and just getting to be a part of a team and having like another family outside of school and your actual family. So.
I think my favorite part was definitely just the team bonding, all the pasta dinners, and the sleepovers and everything we did. And also, Beth already said this, but the game against Bellingham where Gabby hit the walk-off run because everyone was so happy for her. It was so good.
That's great. Plans for next year and next fall?
Next fall, I'll be going to the University of Chicago, and I hope to maybe major in poli-sci or pre-law, something along those lines.
Good city. It's a great city.
Well, I know
You're
somebody
gonna like it.
famous who's in politics that went to the University of Chicago. Barack Obama.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
He did?
Yeah,
The president.
He was a law professor there.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I'm going to Stonehill College in Easton, and I'll be playing softball there, and I'll be majoring in biology on like a pre-veterinary track.
Yeah.
I'm also going to Stonehill. I'm planning on majoring in chemistry.
I'm going to Quinnipiac University in Connecticut, and I'll be majoring in biology on a pre-med track.
Great.
Well, we got all kinds. We got veterinary doctors, political people. We got all chemists. We got everybody.
That's what Holliston grows,
I guess. I guess.
You got here as soon as you could.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for being on the show today, and thank you for representing the Panthers on the field there, the softball field, and making the playoffs this year. Very exciting memories, and we're glad to hear about all that. We wish you the best.
Thanks for having us.
And congratulations, Scott, again on making the States and just having a lot of of fun. We did a couple of the games. We didn't get to do a game this year, did we?
No.
We did a couple of the games last year, and it seemed like you guys are, having a lot of fun out there. So that's really cool. And, remember the memories, but, have fun in college. Study hard, I guess, but have fun in college. And thank you again for all you've done. I just think it's great what you guys did this year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Seniors from the Holliston Panthers softball team. Now we're going to meet some of the seniors of the Holliston Panther Tri-Valley League champion girls outdoor track team. Going to have them introduce themselves right now.
Hi, I'm Captain Eve Bagley.
Hi, I'm Hannah Gross.
Hi, I'm Captain Bridget Gelly.
Hi, I'm Captain Sydney Snow.
So, welcome to the show. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And tell us a little bit about this Tri-Valley League championship squad that came together this year.
So, over the past 4 years, we've been really trying to build the program and get more people to come and just start running because we have a lot of good athletes at the high school, but not everyone wants to really do track. It's really hard, and it's just purely running, which can be really hard for some people. And we had just a really great group this year, from the seniors to we had some freshmen that made a huge impact. And so just having everyone really come together this year, I think we finally had kind of every event covered. In the past, we had holes in the team, but now we kind of had it all covered, which was nice.
What were some of the big meets leading up to the final league meet?
Definitely Hopkinton and Norton. It was big Norton win against them, and then Hopkinton was a little bit of a rough with the rain delay, and some of the events got messed up and didn't finish in time. Yeah. But then all the other meets were just nice, easy, regular meets.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know much, so.
What events did you run for Holliston?
That's easy. I did 100 hurdles, and then I did the 400 hurdles two times because they needed people to fill in, so I just kind of jumped in there.
What would you like to know?
What events did you do?
So I do a lot of, my specialty, I would think, is the 400 hurdles, and I run a lot of the 4x4, and then I did the 800 a couple times this year, and I really liked that, so it was really fun.
You like the 800?
Yeah, surprisingly.
That's a tough race, isn't it?
No one likes the 800.
Yeah.
It was bad. Oh my gosh. I run the 100 hurdles, and I did do 200 once, and a couple 400 hurdles. Not my favorite.
I mainly ran the 800 and the mile. I did both of those events at Hopkinton and Norton and Tri-Valley, I think. So that was the worst. I think I did them at Millis too.
You might have.
Which was pretty random. But and then I was on the 4x4 with Eve a couple times, and I actually really like the 4x4. I don't like the 800 as much as Eve does, apparently. But it's fine. It's like a love-hate relationship. And then I ran I kind of ran some random events sometimes. The 200 and the 2 mile. So
did they have any field events?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We don't do field.
You guys didn't do that.
Well, actually, I got stuck in triple a couple times.
Triple jump?
Yeah, triple jump. I was all over the place this season. So yeah, I did triple a couple times and long jump a couple times, and I actually didn't do high jump this year, which I've done in the past, but yeah, kind of all over the place.
So did you win all your dual meets coming? Were you undefeated going into the league meet?
Just one.
We lost to Hopkinton, but other than that, we were undefeated. I mean, that's not really being undefeated, whatever. But it was really close against Hopkinton. I really think the rain kind of messed everyone up. And I think that we could have had a little bit of a better performance had it been just kind of a smooth, regular meet. It was disgusting conditions, so that kind of threw us off a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Well, tell us about the league meet. So all the teams are here, and it was here at Holliston? Where was it?
It was in Westwood.
It was in Westwood.
They have an 8-lane track.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was a crazy meet. I skipped an AP test to come do Tri-Valley because I'm I won't make my race if I take this test. So I was nervous in general. I'm pretty sure everybody was. It was big pressure because this could be the year. This could be the year. It wasn't what was the loss against Hopkinton? It was
not a lot of points.
Yeah,
9
so
points?
9 points. So like that's like, and there's other teams taking away points from Hopkinton. So it was like a nice, we can do this, we got this, and I think everybody was just ready to go. Yeah.
What were they telling you? Were they giving you all that positive energy before the league meet?
I
the captains?
I didn't go to the league meet because I'm not good.
So they
went to the AP test.
Yeah, I mean, I took AP Psych.
I know, but like before like the league meet, like our coach was like really talking to us. Like she kept scoring it out like constantly, and she was like, "It's gonna be so close." Like, and like we had all of our seed times before, and if everybody had pretty much like placed where they're supposed to place or better, like it was gonna be ours. So yeah.
Who is the coach?
So it's Miss Moreau. She's a teacher here in the high school. She's great.
Also Coach of the Year.
Coach of the Year of the TBL. It was her first
Is she
time.
really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So it was very
That's
exciting for
great.
her.
Very good.
And so, obviously, things went well at the league meet.
Yeah.
A couple of personal records maybe set, or people doing well?
Who did really well?
Madison.
Oh yeah, Madison Ward. She can't be here. She's a senior. She's going to Stonehill College. And so she won the high jump.
She won high jump. She won. I think she won high jump. She won triple jump. And then she came in second in long jump, and she PR'd by like a foot. She jumped like 17.2, I think, and that was huge for us. So she individually, definitely, she individually scored 28 points, and I think her points alone put us at like 4th place.
She
Wow.
Like
So,
3
yeah.
games by herself.
Madison was killing it, per usual.
And so, what were the final events? I mean, because they're tallying all these points up, everything's happening.
4x4, as it always is. It's always the 4x4.
Did it come down to
And
that?
so,
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. I have a friend on Hopkinton. Yeah, Hopkinton screwed up. I have a friend who runs for Hopkinton, and she didn't know that it was coming down to that race, and she did very bad for Hopkinton.
Uh-oh.
I'm not
Is
gonna
she
say
still a
anything.
friend?
Yes, she's still a friend. I can't say anything
If she
about.
sees this, is she going to be a friend?
I don't know. I can't say anything about track with her. I don't talk track with her because she gets very upset.
yeah. Well, I had heard that Hopkinton did very well they did very well at the league meet. You guys just did better, and they really tipped their hat to Holliston. You know, wasn't a cheap win. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Any? Did you get involved with the states or beyond that? Who would?
Yeah, we went to the divisional meet. It was hosted in Burlington this year, and we took like a really big group of kids there. I think I competed in the 400 hurdles and the 4x4. And our 4x4, we were able. I think we ran like a personal best for the season, and then we were able to like continue on to all states in that. So yeah.
I was there as well, and I ran the open 800, and then I also ran in the 4x4. So our division is really, really competitive, kind of all across the board. So even though I think I placed 6th in the 800 and we placed 6th in the 4x4, we were able to move on to all states, which was really awesome. And then Madison, did she win?
Yeah, she won the.
She won, yeah. Madison won high jump, so she's a divisional champ, which is awesome. And she also did really well in triple jump. I kind of forget where she placed. I think she was 3rd, maybe. I don't remember. But point is, she won the high jump. And so as a team, we're against some really, really good teams at the divisional level, so it wasn't really close there. I think Milton took it. They have an insane team. And so then, we were able to continue on to all states next week, which is really nice. And then there we only competed in the 4x4, and it was really awesome. We, what place did we come in? I don't know what place we came in.
We ran a personal best.
But we did run a personal best, and we were really, really, really close to beating the school record, which we set last year. So it was really good for us, though, because we lost Kylie Lorenzen last year, and she was a big part of our 4x4. And then to be able to come back and basically almost match the time that we ran, and just kind of get everyone at the same place and able to kind of like get back to where we were was really awesome.
One fact we're missing from the story: the Tri-Valley League Championship and beating Hopkinton. Hopkinton had been the Tri-Valley League champs for how many years?
18.
18
straight years?
As old as
years.
us. 18.
Now, who holds the longest active record?
Holliston, one in a row, baby. Well, let's talk about your favorite memory from either this season or one of the other ones that you competed in.
I got a thing. I think my favorite, I hold the school's 400 hurdle record, and so this year at the coach's invite, I lowered my PR by probably a little over half a second. That's really big in a race like that because it's really quick, and so I was just really excited to have done that because it's just a lot of work.
I don't know. Well, obviously not the varsity runner that these guys are. So I think my favorite memory was just being with the team because everyone's even though it's a big team, everyone's very supportive of each other and everyone's very kind no matter if you're top varsity or JV.
Was this your first year?
No, I've been doing it for 4 years.
4 years.
Still
Good.
not top of the team, but got it.
Mine was definitely, come on, Hannah, get it together. Mine was definitely last year when I qualified for states. They lowered the time this year by 1 whole second, so that was not happening. But I remember I ran across the finish line, I turned to my coach, and she goes, "You qualified," and I think I almost cried because it was junior year. I'm I got to do it at least once, and it was nice. Besides that, all the shenanigans that goes on this team, there's a lot of them.
I don't know. I had a couple really good moments with this team. I mean, it's also been 8 seasons of track, so it's really hard to sum it all up into one moment. I think there's 2 things. Can I say 2 things?
Sure.
So my freshman year, we were running against Medfield, and there was this girl in Medfield, Taylor Worthy, who was really, really good, and she goes to Brown now, and she's crazy good. And so we were running the 4x4, and I was the last leg, and I was so nervous because I was this really awkward freshman. And so it came the whole meet came down to the 4x4. It was just a dual meet, but I was in my mind, it was huge. And so on the last leg, I had a lead, but then she caught up to me, and then she passed me, but I ended up passing her in the end, so I was just really excited, and it was just a really great way to finish the meet, I guess, and just kind of go back to freshman year. I don't know, because I had been kind of injured. I hurt my foot, but it was a good way to, I guess, start back up. And then last year when we went to nationals, Eve was there, and we placed. We hadn't expected to place at all, and so we placed fourth. We placed fourth for the emerging league division, and it was just really exciting.
Where was that, Sydney? Where did the
that was in Greensboro, North Carolina.
Oh, really?
And so it was a trip. It was so fun though, and it was just a really great experience overall because everyone there loves track and loves what they're doing. Not that they don't other places, but it's just such a high level meet that the energy is really cool, and it was just a really awesome place to be. So yeah.
Awesome. Let's switch gears a little bit. Plans for next year. For the fall, actually, not next year.
Are we starting with me?
Yes.
Oh, gosh. I'm going to Sacred Heart University in Fairfield, Connecticut, and I'm going to be studying biology with the pre-veterinarian track.
Great.
It's a mouthful.
I'm going to be going to Connecticut College in New London, Connecticut, and I'm not sure what I'm going to be studying.
I'm going to Plymouth State in Plymouth, New Hampshire, and I'm going to study physical and health education, and then I'm going to continue to keep running track and cross country up there.
I am going to Fordham University in the fall.
Are you?
That's why you're wearing the shirt.
Yeah.
And I'm also going to continue running track, and I'm going to start running cross country. I've never done it before.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to be majoring in French currently. It could change.
Well, great. Well, thank you all for being on.
Wait a minute. We have one more thing we have to find out about. The gymnastic team.
Oh, yeah, that's all
right.
me. Great, all me.
Because we didn't have a chance earlier, right?
That's right. Yeah. Well, one of the co-op sports, and that you worked on the gymnastics team, but the team went all the way to the States, and you were second, right?
Yeah, not States, New England's.
New England.
New England. So
the States are
States.
This is New England.
States, nothing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, my friend and I, Shannon Regan, we wanted to push for gymnastics last year, and the AD didn't want to do anything about it. And then, because I have a friend in Medway, and she's like, "Oh, we're trying to start a team," so they joined up with Millis, and then we got on with them this year, and it was a lot of fun. And it was 5 of us from Holliston, 5 from Medway, and 3 from Millis. And the only team that I think we really lost to really badly was Barnstable, because they have 4 level 10 gymnasts, which is like the highest level you can go without elite. And technically, a lot of gyms do not allow their level 10 gymnast or any gymnast to participate in high school sports. So it was a rough meet. It was a Wednesday night in Barnstable, like 8 o'clock. It was not a fun meet, but it was a great team. It was between us and Shrewsbury at one point, and we went to, I think states. We placed 3rd. Moved up to regionals. We beat them at regionals, not Barnstable. And then we went, oh no, I said it wrong. It's so weird. I don't know. They're at the state level. No, I'm saying it right. No, it's state levels. And then we went to New England's and Drake-it, so it wasn't like far. And that was Connecticut, New Hampshire. There was no Maine, Rhode Island, and Mass, and we placed 2nd, which is nice.
That's amazing.
It was crazy. And we lost it. I think we all cried. And we call ourselves the Flamingos, so we're like screaming like flamingos. It's really weird.
Did you get some support from Panther Nation here for your achievement, the 5 of you?
Let's hope, because not everybody knew there was a gymnastics team.
Well, they do now.
I hope they do.
You just told millions of people in Holliston.
Yeah.
All the millions of people in Holliston.
It's because of Danny Brucato. I will tell you, Danielle Brucato is the reason why Holliston did so well, and Marissa DeFonzio was the captain in Medway. Kristen O'Toole, and I could name everybody on the team. There's like 10 of us who competed, and we rocked it. I personally ran off the floor because I did a new trick, and I had too much power and ran off the floor, and that was embarrassing. I was the first one to go from our team, and I ran off the floor.
Well, it wasn't on HCAT, so don't worry about that.
No, somebody has videos of it. It's my mom.
That's really cool. Congratulations. I'm glad we get to talk a little bit about that, because a lot of people miss that.
Everybody misses gymnastics. It's a blur.
Well, thanks for being on the show. Congratulations with your Tri-Valley League Outdoor Championship for the Panthers. That's something you can really hold on to, and we wish you the best next year.
Yeah, good luck, girls. Thanks. First of all, thanks for coming on the show, and we're going to miss some of you guys. Have been here 106 times, but we're going to miss you guys. And congratulations again on a big win this year against Hopkinton, and don't forget, we're the one with the winning streak is now sitting right here in Holliston High School. Thanks. We'll have a lot of fun in college, study hard, but have some fun when you go there.
Thank you so much for having us.
Seniors from the Tri-Valley League champion girls outdoor track team.
Well, the spring's over, so we've had another successful year here at Holliston High School. They had a couple state champions, a couple league champions. A lot of teams made the playoffs. And even more importantly, it sounds like when we talk to the seniors, we see this, the kids really had a lot of fun.
Oh, gosh, yeah. I mean, just great kids, and just the team bonding and the spirit they have. And it really showed, because Tri-Valley League Sportsmanship Award, which is kind of a big deal. You know, it's exactly what you'd like to see out of your program, because it encompasses all your athletes, your captains, and the fans, the Big Red Sea.
Right. So we want to thank Matt Baker for coming on, and we want to also thank Matt for all his support this year, on all his coaches, all of the different athletes that we covered. It just made this year a lot of fun. We're looking forward to. We're going to be getting outside for football pretty quick now, another 6 or 8 weeks, maybe something like that. But before we go, we also want to thank the lovely Lisa on camera here, Don Cronin, with Jess St. George. Thank you, Jess. Good job, kid. And Tom, another successful season. And I guess we get signed up for next year. We can announce that.
That's right. Our contracts got renewed.
Contracts got renewed. So we'll be back here next year.
All right. I'll be here. I'll enjoy it.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks for watching us.
Good night, everybody.